Hello everybody, my name is Anthony Hall III. I am a 25-year-old ISS instructor inside of the Center School District in Kansas City, Missouri. I have currently been working here for the past 2 years, and I also am a certified personal trainer who's certified in several areas of the field. And I also run track and field for the Kansas City Smoke, as well as owning my own personal training business, Hall's High Speed Development, that trains both athletes and people of fitness just alike. Nevertheless, today I'm here to talk to you all about education and my personal views and dispositions on it. The first view in which I would like to talk to you about today is what I feel like it is to become a successful teacher inside of a school district. Being a successful teacher in this day and age varies because first you have to relate to a student and what it is that a student goes through on a daily basis. Students these days go through various things, whether it's home issues, environmental issues, community issues, trouble within the household. You never know what a student is going through or what's going through that student's head. So before you're able to teach a student, you need to be able to reach a student. Reaching our students is so very important in this day and age. We as educators have to learn how to reach our children before we're able to teach our children. Because if we don't and we're not able to reach our children, then we will have slim to none of a chance to get through and teach these children what it is they need to know to be successful in this society and in this day and age. Nevertheless, we also have to be very firm and strict with our students, showing them tough love, but at the same time, showing them care and compassion. We can't treat students like robots because at the end of the day, they're humans just like we are. They, just as we did, go to school, wake up every morning, brush their teeth, and they come to learn. They come to learn from someone who they believe is going to lead them in the right direction, who has their best interest in mind on a daily basis. So we as educators have to embody that and remember that every student looks up to us as a role model in their life. Next, I want to talk briefly about what I feel like it is to be a first-year teacher. Being a first-year teacher is a little complicated because of the simple fact you have to go into the school with a little bit of an attitude where you have to make yourself be known. Not in the sense of being loud, overpowering, but you have to be firm and you have to be very diligent in everything that you do. Your moves, your actions, how you go about everything, how you treat students, how you treat staff, and most of all, how you carry yourself. Professionalism. Being professional in the work setting is one of the biggest things that anybody becoming a first-year educator can do. Once you establish your professionalism with your staff and your other colleagues, then you need to establish a sense of professionalism with the students in whom you're teaching. Once this professionalism is established and the line between friends and associates and most of all the student barrier line, in which we all want to make sure that we make very crystal clear to our students so that we know the barriers between friendship, association, and most of all making sure that these students keep the boundary of a student and teacher relationship. Once it is established who is in charge in the classroom, then most of all you need to learn how to reach your students. Once you learn how to reach your students, and only when you learn how to reach your students, that is when you're able to teach them what it is you need to teach them. It is very hard to reach a student in whom you cannot relate to. Being a first-year teacher, you need to sit back and learn a little bit about your surroundings, first of all. Second of all, the type of kids in whom you're dealing with. And third of all, the type of community in which you're teaching. Because you don't want to go into a school district thinking that everything is what you read in the books and what you read in the magazines, because it is much different than what you've read, what you have studied, what you have went over in classrooms. Real life experiences differ very drastically when you actually get into the real thing. And once you're into the fire and once you become acclimated to your environment and to your culture within inside the school building and school district and community, Then and only then will you be able to relate and hopefully reach so we can begin to teach our children. Finally, I would like to go into what it is to be professional and how to behave. What standards and what are the thinking actions that's taken in everyday teaching inside of a school district? First, I want to address the fact that, like I said, professionalism, it becomes a way of life inside of the school building. If you're not professional, then you will find it very hard to matriculate through the school system and how to properly adjust. Secondly, once you learn how to matriculate through the school system and acclimate yourself with your surroundings and the student surroundings and how it is they deal with it on a basis, then and only then will we learn how to truly teach our children what it is we want them to learn. You can't teach a hungry child and expect them to listen. You can't teach a child that just seen something drastic the night before, and you can't teach a child that is restless and has not had any rest the previous night, or can't sleep at home, or hasn't had a decent meal. We need to first treat children as human beings. Once we learn how to treat our children as human beings, and we learn how to properly give them what it is they need to be successful, then we can start moving pieces into place so we can teach these children what it is they need to be taught. But nevertheless, until this is done, it will be very hard for teachers, educators, professors, anyone in the field of education to teach children the way they properly need to. Nevertheless, children also need, like I said at the very beginning of this video, great role models to look up to. Once these role models are found, then and only then will students be willing to learn. Overall, this is my disposition on education, what it means and what it takes to be a great educator, teacher, or professor, and how we can reach, we can teach, and most of all, empower our youth to become the leaders of tomorrow. Thank you, and my name is Anthony Hall III.